Hello and welcome to Tête-à-Tête on France 24. Our guest this week is the President of the National Human Rights Commission of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Paul Msampu. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much. We will obviously discuss the very serious situation, it must be said, in the east of your country. The fighting between the M23, the Congo River Alliance supported by Rwanda on one side, and the regular army and so-called Wazalendo militias on the other, continues to claim many lives in the east of the country. According to the Deputy High Commissioner for Human Rights, 602 victims of executions have been recorded since the beginning of the year. Extrajudicial and summary executions committed by all parties in the conflict. Do you think these figures are accurate or largely underestimated? I think that with the return of calm, we will be able to confirm and refine these statistics. In my opinion, they are likely higher based on our investigations. It's difficult, of course, because the SNDH has branches everywhere in all the provinces. And it's true that when there is a confrontation, when there is a conflict like this, the parties, the protagonists who are fighting, obviously, there is damage. It's like when two elephants fight. As the saying goes, it's the grass that suffers. So for the moment, we have information that this coalition, RDF, meaning the Rwandan Defense Forces, the March 23rd movement, and Corneille Naanga's AFC are committing and continue to commit many massacres of the population and numerous human rights violations, because today the pace that every day 3 to 4 people are killed among the population under the management of the M23 AFC with the presence of elements of this Rwandan force. So a question obviously arises. The Congolese government has accused Rwanda of being directly present on its territory and in these conflicts. Do you have evidence? Yes, that Rwanda is committing violations, including crimes. Yes, we have evidence because this infiltration did not start with the war or the explosion on January 26. Long before that, we had already denounced this presence, this infiltration. But on the 26th, Rwanda outright crossed the borders to attack the city of Goma and the surrounding areas, including Bukavu afterward. And so are all the reports coming from our organization. The SNDH clearly show that Rwanda is behind everything that happened. There is a difference between being present on the territory and committing murders, rapes, and looting. Is this the information you have? Yes, this is information we have gathered on the ground. And as you know, the SNDH will document all these cases, delve deeper into them, because we still have personnel hidden on site who report on all the human rights violations happening there. The NUDIC includes all parties, so it also includes the Congolese army and its allies. Have you also gathered evidence of serious human rights violations there? But I told you at the very beginning that when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. The grass can be the civilian population, and most of what we are currently gathering are serious human rights violations and even legal violations. International humanitarian caused by the two movements, that is, the M23 and the AFC, with yes. The UN also spoke in the city of Bukavu, the capital of the south, about summaries of 5 dozen executions of children by the M23. Do you confirm this information? In Bukavu, was there still? Our representatives, and we saw that those who withdrew from the side of the army of the DRC had discarded their uniforms, and children picked up those uniforms and were summarily executed. And the series continued, the recruitment of children and the forced enlistment and the disappearance from the environments, where they naturally live. You mentioned the international community. The prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, Karim Khan, recently came to Kinshasa. He announced the reopening of an investigation into the crimes in the north that have been ongoing since 2022. The UN Human Rights Council also announced the establishment of an independent commission of inquiry. This is the highest level of investigation. Are you satisfied with it? Is it enough, or is it all pointless? It's already a significant step, but we human rights defenders, we the National Human Rights Commission, we civil society, Rights of Omis and the DRC are asking for more because this is a conflict that has lasted and for which we have denounced serious situations that have exploded. This first quarter of this year, we want that beyond all the resolutions and decisions made in international forums. We want that beyond Resolution 27-113, targeted sanctions be imposed to combat impunity. According to President Tshisekedi, Joseph Kabila is the orchestrator of all these troubles in the East. Do you subscribe to this vision, or do you think it's just political maneuvering? Well, it could be political maneuvering, of course, but he has taken actions. And here he has apparently chosen to support those who have taken up arms, and not just anyone, because Naanga was the president of the Electoral Commission. You see what kind of consequences this has, right? It's practically a stab in the back to the culture that was being established, the culture of managing power through peaceful elections. And today, a former president of the Electoral Commission chooses the side of taking up arms. The population then tells us what was the point of this electoral democracy and so on, and the consequences are serious. And it is this man, it seems, for whom and his movement, the M23 on one side and the AFC on the other, who have, if you will, the support, the sympathy, the political backing, as we heard President Kabila say, that really the M23 and the others are defending the population's interests. It's not possible. Very quickly, you were appointed by Felix Tshisekedi. He is heavily criticized by the opposition and certain associations for not keeping his promise to improve the human rights situation. There has been talk of the possible return of the death penalty. Are you concerned about this development? Because we've talked a lot about Rwanda, about Joseph Kabila, but not much about Felix Tshisekedi, whose record might not be so glowing. In terms of human rights, we were on the right track. We are on it, because in the part that is not controlled by the Rwandan forces, the M23 and the ADF, well, in that part, there is no freedom. One cannot protest freely in North and South Kivu, in Goma or elsewhere, without being exposed. So we were on the right track. Kinshasa, as a government, has produced many laws, promotional and protective of human dignity values, human rights, and democracy. The opposition claims that the reality is not as you describe it. But no, we know the opposition when it wants to strike. We know which string of the guitar to pluck human rights, the death penalty. Well, it's not justified because now a responsible government thought it was necessary to shake things up a bit, lift the moratorium on the death penalty. But I had also said that we approached the government to understand its motivation or motivations, and today I dare to confirm here that not a single Kuluna child, the street children, has been executed, and moreover, you have learned that those who were convicted in the coup d'etat cases in Malanga, his son and the others have been, let's say, transferred to their country of origin, the United States of America. Did President Tshisekedi assure you that the death penalty would not be? Among the political actors we approached, he reassured us, and many others, that it is a measure to prompt the international community to pay attention to what has been happening from the beginning. 3 decades in the east of the country, a conflict he encountered, etc. I ask you again, did President Tshisekedi assure you that the death penalty will not be implemented in the DRC, yes or no? By their actions, it is not being carried out. There you have it. Very well. Thank you very much, Mr. Msampu, for answering France 24's questions, and thank you for watching this program on our channels.